Hey, welcome back, YouTube. My name is Eric. I'm homeless and I live in that little yellow tent pitched behind me there. Right now we're in the Colorado wilderness. It's 7 a.m. and the sun is starting to come up on these mountains, but it's freezing. We gotta pack our tent up because when you're homeless, you can't just stay stagnant forever. That'll make people frustrated. So we're gonna pack our tent up today and head up further into the valley, into those mountains that are just starting to get the sunshine. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and enjoy today's journey. And just an update on the bear sprayed pants, man. I did not sleep last night. I was on fire once again, and I think I'll be on fire again tonight. I didn't sleep with the pants on that have the bear spray on them. You know, I took them off and slept naked, but obviously I got to wear them all day, so they're just rubbing up against my legs. So I expect tonight when I stop to make camp again, dude, I'm just going to be feeling like I'm on fire for like the first 2 hours or something. So yeah, bear spray just doesn't go away, and I highly recommend don't spray yourself with it. Just don't do it. Right now, everything is icy, and I'm trying to get it packed up before the sun comes and heats it up, because it'll melt all that ice and it'll start dripping on everything. You know, my breath created condensation all night, but since it's so cold, it just froze. So if we can get this packed up before it thaws, then we won't have to deal with any condensation here this morning. So that's the plan, Stan. Actually, all the ice is on this rain fly here. I've unfastened it the whole way around. I'm gonna try and pull it off without getting the ice in my tent. Bring it over here, give it a shake once. And then put it on this Christmas tree. If it's really cold out, sometimes your hands want to stop working. But my advice to that is you just gotta treat them like cheap labor. Tell them to get back to work, man. It's, you know, you don't got a choice. And this side is wet. I don't know why that, because I'm warm and then the ground is cold or something. But it don't matter. We'll just have to let it dry out at the next stop. All right, well, everything's mostly packed up. We're just having a Snickers bar for breakfast today. It's still frozen. It's only been in my pocket about 10 or 15 minutes, but it's what it is. All right, we're all packed up now. Let's get out of here. Hit the trail. I just navigated that stream crossing there. I didn't film it because it was a little sketchy, and I can't afford to get wet. It's really cold right now. If I would fall in, like trying to be fancy and filming myself and stuff, and accidentally fall in, it could be a real emergency out here, man. You know, I don't have backup clothes. Like I said, I'd have to strip naked and try to build a fire, and I better just play it safe. Coming to this beautiful meadow here. Check this place out. Huh. Some clouds are starting to move in behind us there. Nothing menacing yet, just high level clouds. But of note, since I don't have access to a weather forecast, I just gotta try and read the skies as best I can. I keep coming out into these clearings, hoping to see some wildlife, but I don't see anything. There's game trails everywhere. There's definitely a lot of wildlife activity in this area. I ain't seeing any. Huh. Yeah, like look at that trail right there. You can definitely see that's a game trail. Heading down to the river down there. We're heading this way still. Another wonderful meadow. There's a massive down tree. I'm so grateful that somebody has cut out of the trail, but you can really see all the lines on it. Look at it. Very cool. All right, don't forget your bear spray there. Still carrying it like a madman with no safety. Outstretched arms. Just mountain after mountain over there. The whole way up through this forest. Yeah, that's a beautiful view. I hope I have an easier winter. Life has been pretty hard for me recently. Being homeless without a car. I know the videos can make it look fun, but and it might be fun, but it's extremely hard. My life is very, very hard living out here. And I sure could use a break. If you're listening, God, if you'd like to pave the way for me to have an easier winter, I'd be much appreciated. We stopped here to have a break. We're gonna have this Reese's caramel big cup. And I know what you're saying, bro, all you're doing is eating candy. And that's a fact. I think that I could probably do a whole backpacking trip on just a giant Halloween bag, bro. Like a giant Halloween take-home bag. I could do a whole backpacking trip on that. Smarties, Mike and Ike's, Three Musketeers, Snickers, bro. Just be all week in the wilderness munching candy. And here's a look behind us and an update on the clouds. They're still clouding. That mountain there is called the Guardian. They probably named it that because it guards over the entire valley. Beautiful mountain. All right, I've come to the Rock Creek, and the crossing up there where the trail wanted me to cross was definitely a get your feet wet situation. So the natural explorer in me came down the creek a little bit to look for a better spot to cross than the one they want you to cross. And I found a dead tree here crossing the stream, and I've never walked across a dead tree across the stream, so let's try it together. Oh! Alright, just take my time. This ain't so bad. Whoa! Whoa! My God, I literally just almost lost my balance. The branches are grabbing my backpack. It's wobbly too. Man, I don't want to drop this bear spray. Whew! Alright, slow and steady. If it didn't have these branches in here, maybe I should have busted the branches out first. Oh. Yeah, there's the look of it. I'd have definitely got my feet wet. And that's how that's done. Wow. All right, we gotta connect back up with the trail. Somewhere up in this direction here. I'm glad I didn't get my feet wet. That makes for a miserable rest. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Then you gotta spend all that time drying everything out. Just, it's better if you can keep them dry. All right, we've come back to the other side and met back up with our trail. This is what the creek would have looked like where they wanted me to cross had I not gone down there a little bit and crossed over the tree. But whatever, we're headed this way, back on trail, bear spray in hand. We're coming up on a mountain pass, Hunchback Pass, and we're gonna have to make a decision whether we want to try and get over the pass today or camp on this side somewhere and then get up early and try and get over it tomorrow. But we're still undecided, but we've got that decision ahead of us today and we're thinking about it. We've been coming up in elevation out of that valley down there below where the Vallecito runs. Doing some forest walking, going this way. Enjoying life. Thanks for watching my videos. It's because you watch I get to come out here and do this. Thank you. Thank you so much. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Appreciate you. We've been hiking for 3.5 hours so far, and the pants aren't burning, but the same thing happened to me yesterday. I walked all day fine with no pain, and then as soon as I stopped, man, it just like came in this wave of pain. And then all night when I was trying to sleep, just wave after wave of burning burning sensation. But so far so good today when we're hiking. I don't know why that is. All right, y'all, we have been climbing and climbing and climbing all day. We are really high up in elevation. I had to put my hoodie back on because it's actually cold even though it's sunny. But this is the last water source before we commit to heading over Hunchback Pass. And I'm heating up lunch here and I'm thinking, I'm looking at the clouds back over here. They're kind of getting a little more pillowy and puffy. It's 1 in the afternoon. That's not the best time to be crossing mountain passes. And I think we're just gonna play it safe because lightning is the #1 killer here in the mountains of Colorado and I wanna be safe. So we'll climb this is our last water source. We'll look for a camp. We're gonna have lunch and then we'll look for a camp somewhere around here and end our day on this side of Hunchback Pass. And then hopefully, you know, I don't have a weather forecast, so hopefully in the morning then we're just gonna wake up and have miracle weather for our crossover Hunchback Pass and then down into the Elk Creek drainage. We had ramen for lunch, it was all right. We're having a cup of coffee now. Starbucks instant, smooth and nutty, the package says. My leg is burny because I stopped moving. I don't know why that happens, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. The coffee was good and I'm feeling energized. I'd love to be able to camp right here. This is a beautiful spot, but there isn't anything flat at all around here. And plus all the dead trees. But we're definitely gonna be keeping our eyes out for a camp spot right away. Our water bottles are full. We're heading up in elevation and I don't wanna be going forever. So within the mile, I'll find something flat that I can camp at. You see what I mean by all the dead trees everywhere? It's super eerie. And then all these ones, I mean, they're 60 foot tall, standing dead. And there's all the evidence of the ones that have already fallen. It's like, oh my goodness. I love being up here in the mountains. This specific loop that I'm doing right now, I've never done the whole loop before, but I'm having a ton of fun. Even though I sprayed myself with bear spray in the beginning, I still haven't seen another person since that first day when I borrowed that water bottle off of that guy. And looking back on it, what a miracle it was I even saw somebody. You know, I wouldn't have been able to do this trip without that water bottle. There's a blow down here blocking the trail. It's a big one. You always gotta decide what to do. You can go over it, under it, or around it. Guess we're gonna go around it on this one. Hey, look, they just snap right off at the base there. Ooh. Blow down action. There hasn't been too many of them crossing the trail. The trail maintenance team has been doing a fabulous job. There has been a few, but nothing crazy. We've come up to a junction in the road and we have a decision to make. We're here on the CDT where the Vallecito Trail meets Nebo Creek Trail. So there's a split. Looks like the Nebo Creek Trail goes up that way. This is the way we came from on the Vallecito Trail. And we're gonna continue on the Vallecito Trail. Yep, on the CDT. Continental Divide. Eric, homeless Eric, homeless Eric, homeless Eric on the CDT. Still allowed to be homeless here. Probably not for long now. They'll make some rule against it, I'm sure. Look, Eric's having fun out there. Gotta stop that. That big old cloud behind us there has got some gray to the bottom of it. I don't know. Hopefully no lightning. I'm carrying bear spray metal in one hand and camera tripod metal in the other hand. And my backpack has a aluminum frame in it. That's a beautiful view out there. Almost a camp, I promise, dude. Almost. No, I haven't found one yet. It's like super steep and there's a lot of dead trees everywhere, so we're just heading up. All right, well, of course now, found myself in a situation where I couldn't find no good camping, so I just kept climbing and climbing. You know, now we're in this alpine basin, not above tree line totally. There's still some trees over there, but dang near above tree line. I hope we find something soon. I mean, I'm sure we will. There's always something, bro. There's always something, but there hasn't been anything yet. Then the next half mile, I'm putting it into existence. Within the next half mile, I'm gonna find a campsite. Then the next half mile, I'm gonna find a campsite. This way. Oh, a little stream right here. Actually, I'm going upstream a little bit, do the thing. It's not always the most obvious spot to cross at. Sometimes coming upstream a little bit makes it a little easier. Bang, bop. That one, bip, dop, doot, bing, pow. And we're across. Into the unknown. I don't know the name of that mountain behind me there. But I like how all the tops of them got a little bit of snow on them. Like they say, any port in a storm, I guess we'll camp here in this little grassy spot. There's rushing water over there. I'll have to find a way down to it. Yeah, this will work. I'm gonna get this bad boy pulled out and dried off first thing. Oh yeah. It's literally still got the ice on it. The ice didn't even melt somehow all day. How weird is, oh my goodness, it's like flake ice. But whatever. Let's try to get this thing up and over this bush. We can get it to dry out some. Haha. Now if we can just get it to stay on the bush. I just discovered this campsite has a fire ring over here in these green trees, so I'll be able to put my tent in the meadow there if I want, and I can come and eat my dinner over here. so I'm not eating right at my tent. But that's not very far away, but yeah, it's strange. Looks like somebody made a fire ring at some point in history and never even used it, and then cut a bunch of firewood. You can see it's like perfectly hand sewn. But there's some firewood there and a fire ring. Maybe we'll throw some fire together. And then down here's the water source. I guess I'll show you guys that. It's nothing technical or hard to get to. In the morning when I need coffee and extra water, be plenty to come down here and get it. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hey y'all, we got our tent set up there and we've already eaten dinner. Believe it or not, I'm really tired. Climbing mountains all day with a heavy backpack can be exhausting. So I think I'm just gonna go and lay down early and end this video now. I appreciate you guys for watching my videos and following along all the way to the end. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, and smile your way through the day.